This is a sad day in American history. At no point should a politician be shot in America. Today, Donald Trump was shot in the upper part of his right ear, narrowly missing his head. This is an assassination attempt against Donald Trump. In this video, I'm going to break down a full reconstruction of everything using the information that we have available at this time. Note, this is a very developing situation, so there could be more updates that come out. I have also posted a map on X of what I believe to be, which we'll explain in this video, the trajectory of the shooting, where the president was standing, where the victims were, and more information that is coming through as we're covering this. Let's though start with the actual event and the shooting. Here it is. Now, there are going to be a few things to pay attention to. First, I want you to pay attention to the lighter, tinny popping. We believe that is a lower caliber rifle that was used by a shooter on a rooftop of right behind the security perimeter of the event. Again, when you look at realmeatkevin.com at this sort of map that I drew here, we know a shooter, or believe a shooter, climbed to the top of this rooftop, was not immediately visible from the Secret Service, which was positioned on top of this rooftop. We had counter snipers on this rooftop. We had people yelling at police over here that somebody with a rifle was climbing to the top of this building. And the Secret Service may not have been able to see the shooter until it was too late. But in the shooting that you're about to see, you're going to hear a lighter tinny pop, 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 followed by what sounds like a higher caliber bang with maybe an echo. We believe that was the counter shot from the Secret Service sniper team that then took out the shooter at the top of the building. I want to be clear, this is a disgusting failure on the part of the Secret Service. That one of the closest buildings to where the president was standing was not covered in this event. And even if Donald Trump, frankly, had protective glass in front of him, like he did during the January 6th speech he gave, he had protective glass in front of him. This shot came from a side angle. It's unclear that that this sort of glass would have protected him. Let's go ahead and play it. Here we go. Oh, why can't it spacebar? Oh my God.
Chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
Move to the spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move.
Go. Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Shooter's down. Shooter's down.
Are we good?
Shooter's down.
Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
Shooter's down. We're good to move.
We're clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
Got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head, it's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay. My shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
This is where Trump appears to be chanting, fight, 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 and the rally erupts into a crowd right here. A few things to note in that clip there. When they say Hawkeye is here, they're referring to the tactical detail responding. You can actually hear shooter down, clear. This is when they say, okay, let's move. Donald Trump stands up. He says, let me get my shoes. We're not entirely clear if that's some kind of code word or if he was legitimately concerned about his shoes, but he did ask for his shoes. And this is a very obviously dramatic video here. You got a lot of people over here with their, showing middle fingers to the press stand and the camera, very angrily screaming "F you" and flipping off either the cameras or as a way of saying to the shooter, "F you." Donald Trump gets into his vehicle. We don't actually get an angle in this particular video, which is fine. We'll put it together. I've got another angle of it. But I want to also just go back for a moment. Listen again very close. Oh, yeah, here's the shot of him walking to his vehicle. We'll go back for a moment so you can listen to the shots where you hear the counter shots from the sniper team. I'll show you where the sniper team was positioned so you can see this a little bit more clearly. And we have a video of that sniper team reacting to the shot. Okay, we're going to flip over to that video now. Here is that video of the sniper team positioned on the building right behind Donald Trump. You can actually see that two of the counter-sniper units are positioned in the direction of where we think the shooting came from. Now, we have an understanding based on a BBC interview of and some phone video of where the shooter was, that they may have been pre-alerted that the shooter, or that somebody was prepared to shoot at, Donald Trump. And take a look at this video. Now, it's not the best because, unfortunately, the person with the camera rotates away. There's also an image now coming through that potentially Donald Trump was also shot in the chest and that he was wearing a bulletproof vest. Now, this is news just as I'm putting a summary together here that's coming through. Take a look at this. This image here says, Trump just started wearing a bulletproof vest as advised by his security detail. It saved his life. He took a shot to the chest. Now, it's unclear if this is real, if this was edited in, or what this is. But it is possible that Donald Trump was shot multiple times and that a bulletproof vest protected his life. In this image here, you're going to see what appears to be the Secret Service bobbing back. I do not believe, although I could be wrong, I do not believe that the Secret Service is bobbing back because they're taking a shot. I believe they're actually stunned and surprised that there's actually a shooting taking place, reiterating this lack of preparedness and the failure by the Secret Service here. The reason I believe this isn't a counter shot is because when you listen closely at the shots, the second set of shots are immediately followed by what appears to be a higher caliber rifle responding to the threat and taking out the threat. Let's listen to this video here.
Took over, and look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
This is just, sorry, this was not the angle that shows the Secret Service jolting. You're actually going to see that in this angle, but that was just another image to see, or another viewpoint. This is the angle where you'll see the Secret Service sort of jolt back a bit. Right here is where you want to pay attention to. Now, keep an eye on this water tower. I'm going to go back to the map in a moment, but you got the water tower here. The shots are coming from back here, past these trees, across this stand right here. You're going to see on social media that an individual was dragged out of the stands. We don't believe that was the shooter. This person was actually shot in the head, and you're going to hear from an ER doctor in a moment who responded to this victim right here in the stands. So the shot appears to have gone across this direction, shoots Trump in the ear, potentially also in a bulletproof vest. And again, here, you can see the counter snipers, and you see them jolt back, in my opinion, out of shock that shooting is happening. And then listen closely. You'll have to replay it a few times, I think. Listen closely, not to the first pop, 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 but the second pop, 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 boom. That's where the counter shot took place, in my opinion. Listen in. You could play it back to hear it again closely.
Oops. Something that said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
Boom, boom. There it is. play it back one more
couple of
time
months
so you
old,
can see
and
the jolt.
if you
Watch
want to
here for the
really
jolt.
see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
So again, I believe you had 3 shots fired from the shooter. The Secret Service sort of jolts like, oh my gosh, like we're getting shot at. Then they hone in and you hear 3 more shots, pop, 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 and then you hear the ba-boom, which is probably shot from like a 50 cal Barrett, or whatever, sniper rifle, and then an echo from that shot. It's my belief, again, the things that I could be saying, that I'm saying could be wrong. I'm obviously not in the Secret Service. I'm just trying to do my best to piece this together. Now, an important thing to piece together out of all of this also is that view that you get of that individual person on the rooftop that was deemed to be the shooter. So that shot is pretty impactful. This, by the way, I'm going to put on screen is a photo of the aftermath of that shooter being cuffed. You could see him being handcuffed right here. So you've got 3, looks like 2 officers and 2, National Guardsmen or whatever from the security detail here on the roof with that individual. And the actual footage that somebody zooms in on, very useful, is right here. Now, what I want you to pay attention to here is a door right here and then a window on the left right here. So door, window. The person who is shot, who appears to be the shooter, is on this side. Presumably, the Secret Service could only see this side of the roof here and couldn't see him crawling up. But again, the fact that a building this close didn't have a counter sniper here is mind-blowing, or like some staff covering this rooftop. Insane. But anyway, watch this, and you can hear...
right side broad.
Sorry, you could hear the person describe what they're seeing. I just need to pause this other vid. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. You can see the guy there.
He might be a little...
I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead. Lá em cima.
Okay, you saw the window, you saw the door, you hear the person saying, I think they hit him. In a BBC interview, we actually hear somebody saying that his head was blown off. I want you to see this map right here. This is what I posted on X. So this is approximately 506 Evans City Road in Butler, Pennsylvania. We believe Donald Trump's positioning was right about here, where I've placed this pin. Now, this is important. Watch me zoom in on this building right here. See the door? See the window? It's the sloped building at the end of the row of buildings, which aligns with the video we just saw. There were no buildings to the right. There were no windows on the right. You had a window, a door, and the shooter's body appeared to be right here where my mouse is. The cell phone footage appeared to have been taken from the left side of this tree right here, since you saw a tree to the right of them. All right, look at this. Tree to the right of them, no buildings on the right, door, no objects on the side of this building, and then a window right here under where they zoom in. There it is, the window. So we believe we have the correct trajectory here. Now, why is this important? Because when you actually look at this, this is the setup. Press box 1, straight shot on Donald Trump. Press box 2, wide shot. That's the shot I showed you where you could see the Secret Service agents here, where you could see where the victim is, the stands on the left. That would be, if I go back on the right side broadcasting, that would be right here. This is where Donald Trump is. There are the Secret Service folks. Here is where the victim was, to the left of that sign. Okay, there's the water tower. Why is that water tower important? Watch. The water tower, right here. Trump speaking here. Press box here. You could see the water tower. You could see the water tower. Press box 2 has a view of the water tower. There's the water tower. So again, Trump, shooter. Insane that the Secret Service wasn't covering that angle. Now, again, going to, we've got a few interviews to cover, but going back to my map quickly, look at that exact trajectory. Well, I mean, my estimated version. Here's where the phone video was. The phone video, honestly, I think was back here because you do see some more trees in front to the left of them. So I think they had a tree over here to their right. They're kind of under the shade. It was a hot day. So you had the phone video zoomed in directly onto that wall. Press box 1, press box 2. Press box 2 sees the water tower above here. Trump's here. Here's the shooter's trajectory. Here's where the victims hit in the head. And this is a very, very sad 47 seconds here. But this person's a hero right here. This man gave mouth-to-mouth CPR to a person with a hole in their head. This person is a hero. True American hero. I want you to listen to this.
Honor, that's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was there
him
only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one
you
that
guys,
did
we
it.
need to evacuate everybody.
Honor, that's exactly where.
So you just heard an ER doctor here say he administered CPR and gave oral breaths to the victim in the stands. I want to be clear, that is the victim that was killed. There was one person in the stands that was sort of dragged out by his boots. I want to be clear, that is not what appears to be the shooter. Okay, so this video, you're going to see it on social media. This is not expected to be the shooter. This is the person who was shot in the head, and you don't really see anything here. There's not much anything graphic. You just see sort of his arm, and he's getting carried to medical attention to a medical tent behind. I don't actually know if you could see that ER doctor who was just talking. It doesn't look like you can really see him in the shot there. But you're going to see that on social media suggesting that maybe that was the shooter. We do not believe that was the shooter. There are some allegations. These are unconfirmed that this person, I'm not going to speculate on who the shooter is yet. I'm going to instead play this video clip. And Lauren brought me some pizza, so I'm taking a snack of it because I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now. Listen to this, and this is a pretty wild interview. The Secret Service did also just release a statement. The suspected shooter fired multiple shots at a Trump rally. Person was neutralized. Personnel neutralized the shooter. Suspected shooter fired from a position outside the rally venue. One spectator was killed, being shot in the head. 2 were critically injured. A suspect shooter is deceased. Trump is safe, evaluated and transported to a local medical facility. New York police and police around the country are increasing security for Trump's family and himself everywhere he's going. Trump did also post on Truth Social that he had been shot. Nothing is known at the time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I had heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through my skin. Much bleeding took place. Keep in mind also that when Donald Trump stands up, which could accelerate this idea that Trump was potentially shot in a bulletproof vest as well. When Donald Trump stands up, it looks like his shirt is more unbuttoned. And he did go up with an unbuttoned shirt because it was a hot rally. But when he stands up, it looks like some more buttons of his shirt are unbuttoned. Maybe they went to check to see if there was any piercing. See, look at that. It looks like at least maybe one more button there was unbuttoned to maybe potentially check. Who knows? Again, it's not clear that he was also shot in a bulletproof vest or whatever. That's unclear. It's speculation at this point. Okay, so, but what I wanted to show was this BBC interview. And this reporter is not the best, but, maybe he's shocked or something. But Let's listen in.
Someone who was here, you weren't inside the event,
Nope.
but you were just outside. Tell us what you
Yes.
saw and
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up. And probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, you know.
Just a quick note. If somebody's yelling at cops, going, there's a man with a rifle climbing on a building, the reaction from the officer should not be, huh? It should be like, dispatch reports of man with rifle climbing to building, get Trump off stage. Which should then immediately be rallied. I don't think the police are on the same radio channel as the Secret Service, but they should be. Usually what happened at these details, when I was a law enforcement explorer for 3 years, usually we would go to a secondary or tertiary channel, so that way we were all on the same channel. So the officer should be able to move to, let's say channel A is the main channel, everybody's on the main channel, that's for emergency radio dispatch for all the stuff going on in the city, right? You should be able to go to like channel C, and that would usually be like an event channel. So don't go to channel C unless you have something about the event. That way you're on the same comms. Local law enforcement is on the same comms as the Secret Service. So frankly, an officer hopping on, reports of man with rifle climbing to roof, to the, northwest of Trump, should have immediately gone over the radio, which the snipers should have heard that. And I assume they did because both of them were facing in that direction, but it's possible they didn't see anything. But nonetheless, just that report alone should have been enough to get Trump off the stage and assess the situation. Somebody's yelling gun at an event with a former president running for a presidency now. Take him off the stage, check the roof. Okay, I don't think at every rally there's some knucklehead going, there's someone with a gun. Like, I think you should take that as a credible threat. And you should remove the president from any danger until it can be clear. Now, some folks in the comments are saying, call 911 or whatever. This individual was yelling at a police officer, which is way faster than calling 911. Remember, when you call 911, it goes usually to a statewide dispatch center. The statewide dispatch center then has to relay the message to the local authorities who can then hop on the radio. Whereas if you're yelling at a cop going, there's a man with a gun right there, all the cop has to do is go, report of man with gun northwest of Trump. Everybody on the channel should hear that, get Trump into safety. That didn't happen here. That is a ridiculous failure. But that's just one of the failures. The fact that somebody was able to even get onto a rooftop with a rifle. I don't even want to get started on that, but that's just ridiculous. Absolutely ludicrous. Embarrassing failure by the Secret Service.
2 or 3 minutes, Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see?
Honestly, this guy deserves more street cred than the stuff like the Hawk Tuah girl. Like, I understand virality on the internet isn't always fair. Hell yeah for what this guy's saying.
I mean, obviously, everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof.
Were you outside the security perimeter?
Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think, that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Trump flag on the horse?
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
All right, we're gonna pull off this here. So as you can see, this was an interview, pretty damning interview of the security failure that occurred. You get a little bit of a side view angle here. They finally rotate the camera to the right. I do want to point out that when they rotate this camera to the right, I believe that's the building across this yellow road. Though I'm not certain about that. If he's pointing at this, it's a little hard to pinpoint exactly where these things are. Something else that just came through, there's a photo showing a potential bullet flying past Donald Trump. This could have been the bullet that grazed Donald Trump right here. How insane is that? I don't know. Sometimes stuff like this can get edited in. All the JPEG compression, looks relatively consistent with what you would expect, the ISO kind of graininess here. I don't know if that's edited in. I don't know if that's baloney or what, but whatever. So this, by the way, this is it's graphic, but here's blood from likely where the victim was shot in the head, which is where the ER doctor went in to provide emergency resuscitation and CPR and mouth-to-mouth. Something else to pay attention to is this is something that has been predicted by some folks, and people have, made fun of, for example, Tucker Carlson for predicting this. But listen to this for a moment.
What do you think the future holds? Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him, they called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times, and every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work. What's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously. And no one will say that, but I don't know how you can reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like,
there it is. We're speeding towards assassination, says Tucker Carlson. And this is exactly the attempt that we just saw. Another thing that is disturbing, I understand, the speech writing of this probably has no real reference to actually shooting somebody, but it's worth noting the following. Politico, 5 days ago, had an exclusive piece about what Biden told donors. And this is very inconvenient timing for Biden, but some folks are looking at this arguing this is an unacceptable signal. Quote, "I have one job, and that's to beat Donald Trump. I'm absolutely certain I'm the best person to be able to do that. So we're talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in a bullseye." That was then described as a forceful message from Biden, as covered by Politico. Now, a little bit of a foot and mouth. Doesn't look very good at all. We also want to make it clear that there are a lot of different sort of maps or simulations or whatever going on, circulating about what may have happened in terms of where the shooter was or the shooter's positioning or whatever. For example, here's another account that posted where they think the shooter is. Again, I replied to this and said wrong roof. I think my image is much more accurate. They weren't on a white roof. They were on an angled slope of the roof. We have pretty clear phone video of where that shooter lay. It does. I'm not trying to say that my image is perfect. I'm sure there's some errors here as well. But if you wanted to share this, just follow me at RealMeatKevin on X, and you could retweet this. You're also welcome. Just take a screenshot of it if you want. Go draw your own. I don't really care. I just want people to have the most information possible. But this is a very sad day in American history. I want to talk a little bit about what I think the impacts of this are going to be. I think this helps the Donald Trump campaign. Now, I'm not trying to be insensitive to the idea that Donald Trump was just nearly killed. I'm not trying to look at this about, think about donations or votes or whatever. But let's be clear. When there's an attempted assassination on your candidate that you are supporting, you become more supportive of that candidate. I suspect that people who maybe weren't going to get out on election night because they thought their vote didn't matter, I think now are going to want even more so to be a part of history and vote for their candidate that almost got assassinated. I think there are also people who might not have voted at all that decide, I'm going to go vote. I also think that donations are going to rapidly increase for the Trump campaign. And you actually see predicted sort of data here suggesting Donald Trump has increased about 7 percentage points after the shooting in odds of winning the election. With Kamala and Biden going down. There are also some rumors that maybe teleprompter glass scratched Donald Trump and led to some bleeding. I don't think that's true. Based on the video here, where Donald Trump cheers fist up, I could clearly see the teleprompter on the left and right in pretty clearly put together condition. Obviously, Donald Trump was just released from the hospital. Just got that update just moments ago. There are also very dramatic photos that are now circulating of Donald Trump being led off of the stage. Here's one that was shared by Tucker Carlson. There's been an outpouring of reaction and support across the community. Elon Musk officially endorsed Donald Trump for president. Elon Musk has reportedly also donated to Donald Trump's super PAC after stating that he would not donate to any presidential candidate. It looks like he has changed his mind, which I think you have the right to change your mind. If anybody knows, I change my mind sometimes. Those of you in my course member group, you can learn more about that at meetkevin.com. You know that we cover my opinions on the market every single day. Live at the the Market Live channel. You could watch me live every day. The market is open at 5:25 a.m. California time. I cover the market news every morning there for free. And right after that, we go into the course member live stream where we answer course member questions and deal with other fundamental analysis and otherwise. You're welcome to join us there. Go to meetkevin.com to learn more for that. It does look like Donald Trump released from hospital after the shooting. Looks like we have some footage of his motorcade leaving the hospital, and he is expected to speak in Denver tonight at a UFC event. So it looks like he's going to be getting right back to work after being shot. This is footage here of Trump's motorcade leaving with a lot more police presence this time. Oh, that could be just the angles of the lighting that I'm seeing. That might be the similar motorcade he usually has. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Disgusting for someone with opinions that don't align with Trump to go as far as trying to take his life. Obviously, the shooter now being dead. But this is a very clear assault on democracy. It's sad. It's a bad day. Donald Trump was grazed. Reports that maybe a bulletproof vest stopped an additional bullet to his chest. One attendee is dead in the bleachers, who was apparently shot in the head. We saw the footage of an ER doctor trying to provide medical response to save the individual. 1 to 2 other individuals apparently in critical condition who were attendees at the event. There were metal detectors at the event, but this shooter appeared to have responded from outside of the event. It looks like Donald Trump is now heading to the airport, likely to get to the Denver event. I expect there will be some form of statement from Trump at the Denver event. We already saw his Truth Social post. The Biden campaign is also pausing attack ads against Donald Trump out of respect for the fact that he was just shot, which is understandable. And wow, this is a shocking and historic day of what we're seeing here. Now I have another graphic that I want to show that is pretty decent. I like this one. Mine's kind of chicken scratchy. I threw it up on an iPad while being live. This is another version. It's from a slightly different angle. The example I gave showed the buildings on the left, so you have to sort of rotate your mind about 90 degrees here. This is the wrong building, by the way. This is the incorrect picture. So I know this picture I expect to be wrong. This being this building. Yes, this could be this building. That's fair. But the shooter, I agree, the shooter was in this position. About 125-ish meters is the expectation to Trump's approximate location, and then where the Secret Service snipers were. That roughly aligns, I think I'm in agreement with this, roughly aligns with what we drew with my chicken scratch, which again, you could retweet here if you'd like. This was the phone video we saw showing the building here. I think the image they showed was here, like a street view image, because I was looking at Google Street View of this as well, but the actual shooter's building is blocked by that. Secret Service snipers up here. Trump stands where the victim was, with again that angle of the shot. Very, very dramatic day. It's an assault on American democracy. And I suppose I would be not myself if I didn't mention that if you're ever motivated to get the same life insurance that Lauren and I have, just go to metkevin.com/life. It's a paid partner of the channel. It's affiliate. metkevin.com/life. You can sign up in as little as 5 minutes for life insurance. And you can Apple Pay or Android Pay for it. So that does it for the summary of what just happened at the Trump event.
Not advertise these things that you told us here. I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.
Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, licensed real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is not personalized advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show shall not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purposes of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services we may benefit from. I also personally operate an actively managed ETF. I may personally hold or otherwise hold long or short positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuer other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker. Make sure if you're considering investing in HouseHack to always read the PPM at househack.com.